Ladies and gentlemen, this is internet personality Vangelus. The middle child of the airborne squad is here, so let's scrutinize the loyalty of the steam-powered blue bomber, Stormer. But first, I've got to mention that the pack-in comic is getting pretty juicy. The story of Replicant Lenin continues, and we meet a houndiferous new Mastermind Creations robot, and Stormer follows an interesting, if familiar, character growth for a blue alien robot jet. I don't want to say much else. The comic is fully viewable on Mastermind's Facebook page. There was a particular page that made me go _O_O. All I'll say is, uncivilized. I also want to mention two small changes in packaging. Stormer had a very gentle rubber band holding his chest propeller in place to avoid potential damage in transit. And he came with a piece of track! I will never be unhappy to see one of these in a Night Morpher box. By now, I'm sure we've all made our decisions about this alt mode. Personal aesthetics aside, I'll maintain that in terms of following the line art of the Hearts of Steel design, I think Mastermind have done a good job. Stormer brings two new things to the equation. First off is a more copious use of the metallic blue plastic that showed up sparingly on Screecher. This stuff is beautiful in bulk! Light plays really smoothly off this polymer, looking a lot more exciting than the duller light gray of Screecher's wings and legs. Secondly, Stormer's got the most gorgeous silver paint I've seen in a long time. It makes up most of the central core, as well as a few other spots of detail that just pop like starlight. Whatever this silver paint is, I hope I see it again sooner than later. I also want to give a nod to the red applications on Stormer's upper wings. This is an easy color to fudge in production, and on my copy it looks smooth, clean, and strong. To pull that off over a contrasting base color like Stormer's blue is very impressive, especially if the quality of mine is what's common on most folks' versions of this toy. The lovely combination of silver and blue suits the shape of the Airborne Squad's shared robot mode quite well. I should mention that I added all the blue screw-hole plugs to Stormer's wings and forearms. This makes the wings look cleaner and breaks up the black of the forearms in a way that plays really nicely with Stormer's arm cannons. It keeps the blue flowing, kinda like a visual connective tissue. But man, I so wish that silver could have been used on a few of the central details of his arm cannons for that extra touch of panache. Stormer's got a different face sculpt from Screecher, with a more monotone expression. I believe it's the same as the one on the Awakening version. The silver on his face is a lot less shiny than the paint I've been flipping out over, but I think the difference works. One thing that doesn't work out as well is the use of yellow. It's literally 2 dots on his knees, but this shows what the red stripes were able to avoid. The yellow paint's just too thin, taking on a greenish hue as the blue base plastic seeps through. Not a big deal though, as those dots are just that. Pair of dots. Fans of the color blue who were waiting for Stormer are not going to be disappointed. He looks stunning. Metallic blue plastic and delicious silver paint are easy ways to my heart on robot toys, and if you were waiting for a dose of azure on your Airborne Squad member, this will have been worth it in my opinion. As for you Seeker completionists, you're getting a dude who's nicely different from Screecher in both color placement and facial expression. He's got clear identity and a cool layout. Anyway, this has been internet personality Vangelus. We've screeched, we've stormed, all that's left is to warp.